Are the Nets sellers? Because it seems like they might be. Okay, the way that the media is talking about the fact that they could be on the market selling some players, it's definitely worth monitoring. So the Nets are listening to trade offers on Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Royce O'Neale. Royce O'Neale is supposedly a guy who could go for a couple second-round picks. We know the Bucks, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Pacers, and Mavericks are there. He's a guy who could play the 3, the 2, or the 4, and I love him. Okay, he's a guy, a jack of all trades, master of none. But for me, I think Dorian Finney-Smith is one of the more fun guys. And the wings that could potentially be on the move, we're hearing, is Dorian Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neale. They're saying that Dorian Finney-Smith last season could have fetched 2 first-round picks. O'Neale could have garnered a first-round pick at last year's deadline, allegedly. Now, heading into this deadline, the Rivals executive do believe a first-round pick and a rotational player for Dorian Finney-Smith, who can guard multiple positions, 1 through 4. He's a solid rebounder, good three-point shooter, who's making 14.9 this year, 15.3 next year on a player option. He's owed 14.9 next year, 15.3 the following year on a player option. Can still get you a first round pick and a rotational player, which makes sense. Contending teams would give up for that. Now, like I said, definitely a team like the Mavericks would love to have Dorian Finney-Smith. Obviously, they can't trade for him. But multiple second round picks are supposedly going to be for O'Neale, who is going into unrestricted free agency. He's basically a guy who's averaged 9, 5, and 3 for his career. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, primarily only shoots 3-pointers. Solid dude. And we're hearing that Finney-Smith, the Bucks, Thunder, Suns, Kings, and the Bucks, it would have to be like Marjon Beauchamp and Bobby Portis, or Marjon Beauchamp and Pat Connaughton. Suns, it'd have to be Naz Little on a bunch of minimum contracts, or Grayson Allen in that deal. While the Kings, you could see it done with Kevin Huerter. While O'Neale, we're hearing that the Mavs, they're probably trying to do something along the lines of, I don't know whose contract, maybe Rashawn Holmes or Maxi Kleber. And Nuggets, same thing. I think Zeke Nnaji and Reggie Jackson, but I don't think they'll do it. The Pacers, Bucks, Timberwolves, Suns, Kings all have interests in Royce O'Neale. Now, my coworker, Michael Scotto at HoopsHype, is saying that Dinwiddie is unlikely to be a part of that long-term piece, and he's a guy that we've heard multiple times potentially being put in a 3-team trade for Spencer Dinwiddie. But the thing is, the Hawks have entered the week seeking 2 first-round picks in exchange for Murray, as he also has a 15% trade kicker. Now, Nick Claxton has drawn trade interests around the league, but Rivals executive have come away with the belief that Brooklyn is looking to retain him in unrestricted free agency this upcoming year. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who does get moved. Sorry, guys, sipping some Perrier. And I think there are like avenues for teams to go ahead and, find players that could be of value for them. I think it all just really comes down to, I think everyone except Dorian Finney-Smith is available for second-round picks. Nick Claxton's probably a first-round pick because they want to keep him. Probably what Jakob Poeltl went for a year ago. And Royce O'Neale, multiple second-round picks. Dorian Finney first. And I don't think anybody else is available for trade on that team. Unless Ben Simmons is somebody they're trying to get offload, but I don't know if they could.